Hi, I'm Nixie, and today I'm going to be starting something called Project Lucy. But what is Project Lucy? Well, this is Lucy, and we will get to why she is undressed in a moment. But essentially, a few weeks ago when I was making the doll living room, it sort of inspired me that I wanted to do a series purely about craft. I had the idea that I would pick a doll, and everything for her has to be made. Nothing shop bought. So I picked this doll here, Lucy, who is Fashionista Head 199 on the body of the green tie-dye yoga pants Barbie. And we are going to start from scratch. So everything for her, and she is going to start with clothes today because it's kind of the basic need. But eventually we'll obviously make her somewhere to live, all the furniture, just everything for her we're going to be crafting. So let's get started. Now, I am no great sewer, so we are starting with proper basics. We're going to try and make the easiest possible Barbie clothes. To do this, I'm going to use some fabric that I already had, and it's nice and stretchy. And being stretchy, it's going to mean we won't need any fastenings. We're going to just allow the stretch to do the work for us. So first up, let's start off with getting her a top. And I reckon about that length's good. So that, and then plus you want some extra for seam allowance. Measurements don't have to be exact. Like I said, we're just gonna use the Barbie to see what looks best. So this material, it's already kind of just folded over a bit, and you might be able to see the edge. I don't know, there's weird sort of colour markings. It feels a bit solid, but that's fine. We can still use it. We'll just leave the edge as it is, and that's where we're gonna do our hem. Okay, so I'm just gonna roughly measure. I think 2 inches should do it, just so that I cut evenly. Just put little marks, sort of, every now and then. And then just cut. Okay, so here is cutout strip, and we can just measure it against the doll just to double check. And so this, I just sort of folded both sides, and I think that's an okay length. So at this point, if you wanted to keep it really simple, you probably could just leave it folded at the back, just sew along there, and it would probably be okay to remain folded on your Barbie. But I am going to just hem it, just to make it a little bit nicer. So then, once we have our strip hemmed, we need to fit it on the doll. So to fit it, we need to have it so the hems are facing outwards. We then hold it at the back here, and then we can sort of just pin it in place. Like so. And I am going to tack it now and then retry it on the Barbie when it's been tacked before we machine it. Okay, so we've now tacked it, and tacking is just a form of loose sewing to hold it together. I did tack it while it was still on Lucy, just to try and get the fit better. And if we spin around, obviously this is still on inside out, but I think that's probably going to work alright, so we'll get that machine sewn. Okay, now we've got a line of machine stitching, we just need to remove the tacking. Hope it hasn't caught, which it sort of did. There we go. And now we're just going to snip it close to the seam. And then with the loose threads, we just need to finish them off. So just sort of put it through, and we want to essentially start tying it in some knots. So I double knotted, and then I personally quite like to kind of put it like a stitch down. Just pull that through, and then just trim the excess. That way the threads are a bit further down so they won't be poking out of the top. Then once all the ends are neatened up, we can put it the right way around and slip it on our doll. Being stretchy fabric, it just fits on easily over her hips. And then that's just the back. So there you go, first top achieved. It's just a simple tube top. So for the skirt, we can get a bigger bit of material, and again, just hem it on the top and the bottom. And we could always do exactly the same as we did with the top and just sew it along, but I think it might look a bit better fitted if instead we cut it in two and sew the sides. So if we place the two wrong sides around the doll, we can then pin or tack it so it fits at the top. And I want it to be flared out a little at the bottom, so we will sort of try for more of an A-line. Okay, so skirt is now tacked, so it's a little bit more fitted at the hips, and then it flares out a little at the knees. So next step for me is to machine sew down both sides. Obviously, any of these things you could hand sew. I'm just really bad and slow at hand sewing. I mean, I'm not great at machining, but I'm certainly a lot better. So here we are, we've sewn it up. I have gone in a little bit this side more than this side, but let's hope when it's on, because it's stretchy fabric, it won't notice. So I'm now just going to snip close to the edge. And it is a lot more noticeable, that bit going in, but like I said, stretchy fabric, hopefully forgiving. And then we're just turning it so it's the right way round. And here it is on the doll. So we now have a top, we have a skirt. She is decent, she is covered at least. Now as we made that skirt long enough, you can always pull it up. So she is now wearing a dress. It is a little bit baggy at the waist, but potentially like a belt, you could just put a little bit of ribbon round. And we have another option. Okay, so the next thing I want to have a go at is, we've got the same base as the skirt, but if we sew up here, can we make shorts? I'm envisioning something like this. And here we have them all sewn up, all cut out, so we just need to turn them inside out now and put them on Lucy. Alright, for my first ever attempt at shorts, I'm okay with those. I guess they might be slightly more leggings than shorts, being that length, but that's the beauty. You can obviously make the skirts, like shorts, however long you want. We were just using the same length as the skirt because I'd sewn a longer strip of material. Right, so here are our three basic pieces. We have a top, we have some shorts, and we have a skirt that could also double up as a dress. And the point is, once you've got the basics, you can obviously embellish. For example, we could glue or hand sew on some ribbon straps and some buttons, or you can just add a little stitch at the front to give a slightly different neckline. When it comes to embellishment, you do have a lot of options, and you can turn something quite basic and plain into something a bit more fancy. But at least now we've got her clothed, she's got her basics, so we've made a start. I think the next time we see Lucy again, we'll need to sort her out some shoes. But thank you so much for watching the first ever episode of Project Lucy, where we had a look at just the basics that we can do for clothing. Beginner level, because I am certainly no expert. I also want to say big thank you to everyone who has subscribed. There's been a huge increase since my last video. Apparently everybody likes capsules, and I don't blame you. But I'm now over 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much. If you did like today's video, please do hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos, do subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!